On April 16, 2026, the FDA opened the door for a potential new pathway to expand the label for testosterone replacement therapy products. The agency encouraged sponsors of currently approved TRT products to contact the FDA about a new indication for low libido in men with idiopathic hypogonadism, a condition that historically has not had an approved treatment pathway. Urology Times sat down with leading experts in men's health to get their take on what this initial action might mean for patients.
This is a big moment for men's health, but it's important to say it accurately. The FDA did not approve a new indication today, but what it did do is it opened the door to say to sponsors, hey, if you want to pursue a new indication for low libido in men with idiopathic hypogonadism, come talk to us and bring the data. So for my patients, this matters because they're men who are symptomatic. They feel awful. They have low testosterone, and they've historically felt stuck in this gray zone, right? They're told that their symptoms are a normal part of aging, or that maybe their symptoms are real, but there's no labeling treatment pathway that clearly fits them, or the physicians don't feel comfortable prescribing. So this announcement signals that the FDA recognizes that gap and is willing to seriously evaluate whether a more appropriate indication should exist. So I see this as hopeful, it's meaningful, and it's very long overdue. But it's still the beginning of a process and not the end of one.
So when you potentially have a new indication for a drug that's been around for over 130 years, it really opens up a lot of doors. It opens up a lot of minds to the fact that when guys come in with isolated libido deficiencies, and maybe these guys don't have testosterones of 100, they're not going to step off a curb and break a hip. But it means that we can start treating guys very specifically with this indication, even at those high ends of normal for or high ends of low normal for guys with low T. That's the key.
Well, I think these recent FDA changes where they're indicating the possibility of having low libido as a potential indication is significant for patients. I would say the most important aspect of this is that now coverage becomes possible. So one of the key things that limits many patients from being able to get these therapies is the cost. And insurance has historically put up many, many barriers to being able to receive testosterone therapy. For example, you have to fail multiple injectable type therapies before this becomes feasible or before they'll cover it. And as physicians know, that's absolutely impossible. Everybody will succeed on injectable therapies, but many hate the idea of injecting themselves. So this now puts something on label to where it's much more likely insurance will cover it. I would say it also places therapy much more in line with what contemporary data would suggest for this therapy. For many, many years, we've known that testosterone therapy can improve multiple symptoms, and now the FDA is putting the documentation in place to align with those data. So certainly this will increase access to patients both from an education standpoint as well as an insurance coverage.
This is a big day for men who suffer from hypogonadism. If you think about it, we know that over the age of 70, up to 18% of men in this country have low testosterone and signs and symptoms. And historically, the majority of men in the United States are being treated off-label. In fact, it's roughly 85% of men who are being treated today in the US are being treated off-label. So it means only 15% are on label. Now, what does this off-label mean? Basically, increases the barrier to access. Why? Because insurance companies don't have to pay if a drug is off-label. And there's a stigma with prescribing off-label medication. Some providers feel that it may be unsafe if it's off-label. So it's a huge win for men who are suffering from hypogonadism today.
As the implications of this FDA action unfold, Urology Times will continue to share expert insights on what it could mean for clinical practice, patient access, and the future of testosterone therapy. Stay tuned to urologytimes.com for additional perspectives from leading specialists.